Good morning, everyone. So, am I audible and visible to you? Am I audible and visible to you? No. No or yes? Yes. So, who is not able to see me, they just disconnect and rejoin again. Okay, so today my topic will be the new chapter. As I told you, we will be starting a new chapter from your term 1 syllabus once again. So, that is subject verb agreement. Subject verb agreement. This will be our chapter to learn today. Okay, very good. All right then. So, what is this? First, we need to know what is this subject verb agreement. What is this subject verb agreement? So, subject verb agreement, let me give you one small sentence for that. Ram is playing the boys are enjoying. I have given two sentences. Now, already you know how to understand the subject, as you have done subject and predicate, right? So, from your knowledge of subject and predicate, tell me which one is the subject in the first sentence? Yes, page number 111. You tell me which one is the subject in the first sentence? Yes, Ram. So, Ram is the subject in the first sentence. And which is the subject in the second sentence? Subject in the second sentence? The boys. Fine. So, Ram and the boys. Now, you see, Ram is in singular, not boys. Yes. Okay, fine. I got the answer. So, you see, Ram is singular or plural? Ram is singular or plural? Ram is singular or plural? You just answer what exactly I am asking at that point. Okay, Ram is singular. And the boys, this one is plural. Okay, so if the subject is singular, when the subject is singular, the word that I am using here is, the verb also need to agree with the singularity of the subject. Therefore, I am using the verb is, because is also singular. So, the subject and the verb, they need to agree with one another. This subject and verb agreeing with one another, that is called subject verb agreement. Later on, you will get this chapter as subject verb concord. Okay, so if subject is singular, my verb will also be singular. If subject is plural, my verb will also be plural. Okay, this is the basic rule of this chapter. Now, I am coming into details. One interesting thing that you need to know, singular verbs, plural verbs. Singular verbs and plural verbs. Which one can we call singular and which one we are calling plural verbs? So, in verbs also we are having singular and plural, just like the nouns. In nouns also we are having nouns and pronouns, we are having singular and plural. In the verb also we are having singular and plural. Now let me tell you, you can't hear my voice properly. You everyone just mute all of your microphones, then only you will be able to hear me. Okay, so I'm going to describe about the singular and plural verbs. Okay, verbs which are singular and plural. Understand what I'm telling? Okay, I'm talking about the verbs, not nouns. So in the case of verb, suppose the singular verb I'm taking I or am. I and am, these are singular verbs. For the plural, what we will write? For the plural, I'm writing are. If I'm writing, sorry, not I, it will be is. Is, am. For is, am, I'm writing are. Okay, now for was. Was is singular verb. Where is the plural verb? In the same way, has. Has is singular verb and have is plural verb. Yes. And what else they left? Okay. Now as this one is done, now I'm coming to the main interesting part of this verb, that is, if I'm writing a main verb, P-L-A-Y, is it a singular or a plural? P-L-A-Y, is it singular or plural? This one is actually plural. If I have to make the verb play singular, I have to use S. Just the opposite rule. In noun, in the case of noun, what we do? When we are making a noun plural, we are adding S or ES. But in the case of verb, if we are adding S or ES to a verb, then the verb becomes singular. If we don't add any S or ES, the verb becomes plural. This is the rule of grammar. Don't ask why. Okay, this is the rule. Okay, this is how it is. So if place, P-L-A-Y-S, place is singular, P-L-A-Y, play will be plural. Cry is plural, cries will be singular. Sing is plural, sings will be singular. Okay, everyone is repeating plural, plural, plural. What is like a mantra or what? That you are all repeating? You just type when you are asked. Okay, not now. Now you just pay attention and listen to what I'm telling. Okay, so this is the chart. This is the common rule that we have to remember all the time. Now slowly we will come for the exception. Okay. Is this part clear? Shall I rub it? Shall I rub this part? Again you are writing plural. Tell me, shall I rub? Okay. Okay, I'm rubbing this part. So let us read what is given in your book, whether we have explained all the points or not. See, in the part A, subject-verb agreement, a verb must agree with its subject. I have explained the verb agreeing with the subject. Means if the subject is plural, the verb will be plural. If the subject is singular, the verb will be singular. That is called agreement. Next is, a singular noun takes a singular verb. A plural noun takes a plural verb. It has been explained in details how a singular noun is taking a singular verb, a plural noun taking a plural verb. In the same way, next you see, a singular pronoun takes a singular verb, plural pronoun takes a plural verb. In the case of pronoun also, pronoun like when I'm using I or he or she or it, these are all what? These are all singular. These are all singular pronouns. So with these singular pronouns, we are only going to use, well, am is only for the I. Okay, am is not for others, am is only for I. Is, was, has, plays, etc., etc. Okay, so with these pronouns we are going to use this set of verbs that are singular in nature. Whereas when we are using the plural, that is we, they, these are all what? Plural. So with this we are going to use where are, have, and play, etc. Okay. Now next, one first exception that you need to know. That exception I will be talking. So this part, till this part, I hope this part is clear to you. Now I am going to talk about this word, you. Now in my previous class, the board is very hazy. Okay, don't worry, like the video will be uploaded in the YouTube and there you will get all the things clear. Now you just try to listen to me. If my voice is not clear to you, you just disconnect and reconnect it again. Okay? Just disconnect yourself and reconnect. Okay? Now is it clear to me, to you? Is it clear? And everyone, please mute your microphones. There is no use of unmuting yourself. No, that's not clear. Okay, the board is not hazy. They are not really something for you to make jokes, because I'm taking the class seriously and the class time is limited, so you need to maintain yourself. You can't joke here. Okay, as you can hear my voice now, you can let me continue with what I was telling. So I'm talking about the you. So you is both singular as well as plural. While teaching you the chapter pronoun, you have got this idea that you can be used as singular, means referring to one person. You is also used for referring to many people. Okay, therefore, what kind of verb we are going to use with you? Whenever we are using the you, we will always use the plural verbs. How? Let me give you the examples. First, you are smart. Next, number 2, you have won. Number 3, you were absent. Number 4, you play well. See, with you I'm always using the plural verb are, have, were and play. So this is one exception. Whether the you is referring to one person or whether the you is referring to many people, you will always be using you with a plural verb. Okay, you will always be with plural verb. That is the rule of grammar, and this is one exception for you. You have to understand that. Okay, there is nothing like why and why it is like that. You can't really ask for every rules and regulation why. Okay, this is just the rule. This is how the English grammar has been made. Okay. So is this part clear? Stop chatting with each other. You say lie and all. Stop chatting with each other. Pay attention to the class. Okay. So let me drop this portion. So with the pronoun you, we always use a plural verb. So we are getting the last point as well. Now there are, in the section B, there are some examples given, like my shirt is dirty. So you see my shirt, it is singular, and I'm using a singular verb for that, that is. If it is my shirts, plural, then it will be my shirts are dirty. We are using the plural verb. In the next, the child was clever. Was is singular for child, which is singular. The children were clever. If it is children, means it's plural. So in the case of children, I'm using were. This flower has a nice smell. So flower means singular. So I'm using has. If these flowers, flowers, okay, I'm using the s, means I'm making it a plural. At that time, my verb, that will be have. Okay, verb will be plural, have. Now next, the baby cries a lot. When I'm talking about the baby, baby is singular. Baby is singular. So I'm using the singular verb. Which is the singular verb? Cries. C-R-I-E-S. And when I'm talking about these babies, okay, there are many babies. So at that time, babies are, we are going to use cry. These babies cry a lot. Clear? Okay. Next, for the plurals as well, there has been some example given. For I am using am. For we are using are. For you, we are using are. For he, she, it, I'm using is. For they, I'm using are. Okay. So already this part I have explained. Let me explain to you part number D. Part D I will explain. There are 4 points. So first point, that is when you are joining two nouns with and. That is, suppose I'm telling Ram and Ravi are so Ram and Ravi are. So Ram, you see, this is one person, this is one person, and this and is actually joining 1 plus 1 is becoming 2. So 2 is actually plural. So it's becoming plural. That is why I'm using the plural are. Okay, it will always be there. Next is when we are using collective nouns. Remember this all the time. When we are using the collective noun means a fleet of sheep, okay, or a bouquet of flowers, a class of students, an army of soldiers, a colony of ants. These are all what? Collective nouns. Do you remember the collective nouns? So whenever we are using a collective noun, we will use it in the singular verb. For example, the army is marching ahead. If I'm writing this, the army is what? Army is talking about a group of people. Army means not a single person. Army means a group of people. But army is a collective noun. Army is talking about one unit. Now in that unit there are many people, but I am collectively telling it as an unit. So the army is becoming a unit that is singular. A unit that is singular. Therefore, I am using is. Okay. Now, if I mention about two armies and all, then it will be plural. Okay. But here I am using the army. I am not telling armies. If I use the word armies, A-R-M-I-E-S, then that is plural. But when I am just using army, A-R-M-Y, that is singular. Next, sometimes the title of a book, like Gulliver's Travels. Okay, there is a book named Gulliver's Travels. So the Gulliver's Travels, it is actually not plural. It is actually the name of one book. So it is the name of one book, it is not going to be plural. So whenever I am talking about Gulliver's Travels, Gulliver's Travels is an interesting book, I am telling. Okay, I am not telling Gulliver's Travels are interesting books or all. I will not tell that, because it is about a single book whose name is like that. In the similar way, it can be the name of a movie, a plural name of a movie, but it is one thing. So you have to make it in singular verb. And there are some words like news, okay, which is always with S, news. We can't say the news, newses. It will be always news, whether it is one news or whether it is a multiple news. So it will be news. News will be news all the time. So whenever I'm using the word news, I will be using the singular verb with it. That is or was, okay, or has. Yes, it is there in your textbook. Fine. Okay, so that's all for the chapter for today. And that's all for the class for today. We will be continuing with the exercise portion in our next class. Okay, till then, bye bye everyone.